We are here at the NAB Show with Aaron Sisto right after the panel, Finding Audience in Television's Next Age panel. How does your platform, which uses AI, help creators find audiences, also serve as marketing for them?
So the way we think about marketing and distribution is they're really becoming one and the same thing, right? And so what that means is your content strategy is actually what's driving traffic back to your channel. And so everything has to be kind of in service of that outcome. It's becoming so important to really understand who your audience is, even before you post. Who are they? You know, what kind of thumbnails do they click on? What do they associate with your brand, but also what other brands are they clicking on? And, you know, those are your competitors now. Your video pops up next to another one that they're already watching. They have a decision to make. And so once a creator and a brand really understands their audience, then we can start optimizing all of those different pieces to help bring them back. And so marketing takes on almost a completely different meaning then. It's all part of content at the end of the day.
So is this changing how traditional campaigns work?
Absolutely. Yeah, in many cases, we don't even think in terms of campaigns anymore. You're constantly, updating your thinking on, who is my audience? You're trying to expand your audience and capture new viewers, right? You're posting new content that kind of evolves based on the signals you're seeing. And so less of a, kind of a one-off campaign, right? Run it, measure the outcome, and then maybe do that again in a couple weeks. It's more of a constant optimization. And then on top of that, and this is one of the big things that Chronicle does, since we're able to go and identify your audience at a very granular level, we're also able to go and target them, right, with specific pieces of content that we know they're going to engage with. So that's the part of, using paid to drive organic traffic. Because if you can go put your content in front of a new viewer that has no interaction with your channel and continue to watch, they've become a really valuable fan. And so that tends to drive organic traffic because that's what the algorithm's trying to do too.
And you were saying in the panel as well as algorithms are changing while we sleep overnight. It's happening faster than we can even, type on a keyboard.
That's right. They never stop. And they really, sometimes they change in really drastic ways too, right? When shorts, were launched on YouTube, right? That completely changed the entire monetization landscape. The algorithm now had to be offering a completely different format of content to audiences. And what we saw is in many cases, that drew in entirely new audience segments that in many cases had never interacted with long form on different channels. So I think the strategy that, a lot of content creators used to take, and this kind of was the old school marketing mindset too, was, well, we'll run a campaign. It's, we know how to do that, right? And today it's too complicated to try to do that by hand. It has to be data driven.
It can't just be the content that's produced anymore because it's not even showing up in front of the right people
right
at this point.
Right.
It has to be through targeted paid distribution through many different channels, not just one.
Absolutely. Every platform, every channel. It really comes down to, I said it in the panel earlier, but you just can't move your fingers fast enough and you just don't know all the rules, right? There's no way to know how, Facebook's algorithm is going to respond this way or, compared to YouTube, because really what you're doing is you're optimizing and targeting across every platform completely independently to go target completely new audience segments.
Okay, so one last takeaway, right? What's one thing entertainment marketers need to rethink right now?
I think the big takeaway here is really thinking about the funnel and the role of this kind of attention layer, right? This discovery process, because the algorithm mediates so much of the kind of audience engagement, right? Understanding how to actually find your audience and then drive that organic traffic, that's the number one problem for everyone. And I think today, discovery has gotten more challenging than it's ever been in the past. And a lot of this is because of how much content's out there. Just to kind of get into the AI impact, we're using AI to automate this sort of the social growth and marketing side. But if AI brings the cost of content down by another factor of 10, this problem gets even worse. The more content, the more options for the algorithm to go and basically skip over your brand and just show something completely generic instead.
Well, thank you so much. This is
Thank
great.
you.
I appreciate it.